How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So on today's video, we're going to be removing the 21 to 23 TLX Type S grill, and we're going to be replacing it with the 24 and newer here. I have everything here to do it. I have the modified Lambda bracket here for the radar. Now, it does not need additional programming or anything like that. I got the 24 grill here. I got the new eyebrow here. I got the vents I deleted off the grill. Now, Acura states that this open diamond grill here has a 30% more flow versus the base models and the A-spec. Now, they didn't say anything when they changed it over. The emblem is smaller, so naturally more airflow is going to pass through, although they added some deflector plates on the 24 grill that I did remove because, in my opinion, these cars need as much airflow as possible. Now, these are the plates I removed, so definitely cover up a decent amount of that grill. So bumper's going to be coming off once again in a couple of weeks or months to do a different modification. I'm not going to get into that today. All you need to know is that the bumper will come off once again. I also got the new emblem PPF in a smoke finish, so it's going to be a little bit darker than this. And what kind of prompted all this is this got broken here, so I said if I'm going to go ahead and replace that, might as well make the car look slightly different and improve the airflow as well. So this isn't going to be a step-by-step procedure, just kind of show you where and what you need to do to remove the bumper. I highly recommend having two people to remove this bumper. It is by far the worst bumper to remove and install from Honda or an Acura product. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. First things first, we're going to tape off our headlights, our fenders, make sure we don't get any scratches on them, try to prevent as much as possible on both sides of the vehicle. Now, these bumpers, once again, are very challenging to take off and put back, so try to keep them from pulling them as much as possible. This bumper's been off twice already, so this would be the third time. It still fits pretty good, so I'm happy about that. But again, try to be mindful. Now, we're just gonna have to start by removing this cover here. Then we have a couple of clips here to remove this top eyebrow. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clips total to remove the eyebrow. Then it just pops up from the sides here. This pops up and then pulls out straight. All right, once your eyebrow is out, we got it right there on the floor. You have 1, 2, and then you have a screw here, and we have these holding tabs here. Just have to push them down and pop this out. So repeat for both sides here. All right, so all we have from the top here now is a 1 clip here, 1 10mm bolt here, and same on this side. So we're gonna go ahead and remove those now. So now you're gonna lift up your vehicle. You got 1 screw here on both sides, and then you're going to have to take out, I believe, all 3 of these clips here. So 1 screw, 1, 2, 3. So a total of 3 clips on each side and 1 screw. And moving right along here, we have 1, 2 screws, so gonna be 4 combined on each, 2 on each side. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, got to pull one here, it's missing, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total clips. So as far as removing the bumper goes, once you have all the screws out, start working it from both corners slightly, lifting up the tabs on the bumper, try not to break them. If they break, it's not the end of the world. If it's wintertime, chances are you'll probably break one, but try not to break them, of course. Don't pull on it excessively. And then over here as well, you want to use a pry tool to lift the bumper over these at this point. These clips hold the bumper in, so once you get here, you're gonna have to yank it pretty hard, but these typically don't break, which is nice. So moving right along, same thing for the other side. Start at the corner here, and then work yourself up to the middle of the bumper there. And again, a second pair of hands comes in super handy. And last but not least, we have a harness here. You're going to need to unplug this here. So let's move along to the bumper here. And we have our grill here. Looks like we have some retaining clips here holding it in. So we're gonna remove those, maybe these 2 screws right here, and then get this old grill out and a new one in. All right, guys, so here we have it now. Again, I am deleting the camera because the 24s do have the camera. So Mark from Prince by 2T, I think it is, actually made me this. He's actually on the way to bring me one that's a little bit shorter here. So we're gonna go ahead and install that. I'm gonna swap over the emblems at this time. We can see the massive difference in the area here. So this thing has so much more airflow. It's pretty incredible. And compared to this one, that even this is blocked off for here. So definitely going to improve the airflow. Again, these went behind here, something like this, and kind of blocking that airflow. But considering the next modification I'm going to be doing, I'm going to need as much airflow as possible. And this thing looks great, gloss versus a flat black. So this is also frameless, which is nice. And yeah, just looks a little bit different. All right, so next we remove 110 mil, 2, and then 2 more for up here. You do have to remove the hood latch cable momentarily, so make sure you put that back. And then we're gonna work this out of here. I'll probably take out these director deflectors here just to make it a little bit easier for me. So you also have to remove that clip from this section here. Just go from behind and press it down so you don't break the tabs on it. And we have the old radar bracket here. Now we're gonna go ahead and transfer this radar onto the new bracket right in there. So in order to remove this radar, all you have to do is use a big flathead or pry bar and pry on the housing up against the bracket to pop them. It does take some decent strength. Now do not remove these screws or touch them at all. We have our old one here and now we have the new one here. We can see the difference right over here. So now after you remove the radar, you have to push these through and remove them from the backside this way. So now after that, we are going to push these back in. They pop in very easily. And now we're gonna pop them in back here. Line them up. And see, we got one more. Make sure they are all the way in. And like that, we are done. Now let's go ahead and put this back on the car. All right, so we are in. Now we plug our radar back in. This is no longer going to reach there, which is fine. You can just leave it hanging like that. Nothing is going to chafe or anything like that. Remember to put your 4 screws back in. Now, I did switch them because these are going to be hidden and these are black. You know, it just looks a little bit better here in my opinion. So it doesn't really matter. You can put them back wherever you want. Now I'm going to put this back as well. I did remove a secondary deflector that was here. Again, kind of blocking the transcooler. So, in order to try to get as much airflow as possible, I want nothing in the way here. I think these are fine, but we will see once the new grill is mounted up. And don't forget to put your hood latch back on, because if not, you're gonna regret that. So it looks like we do have to remove these because on the new grill, these seem to be built into them. So let's look at the backside here. On the old grill, we do not have those. So we're gonna go ahead and remove those to get this grill properly aligned. And again, we will be removing this deflector here and this deflector here. So we have changed everything we needed to change here. So we removed the OEM flaps, wind deflectors, whatever you want to call them here. So we are good. We got the new grill on. We got the old grill on the floor. And again, this is cut out and modified by Lambda themselves. So we're going to go ahead and get this on the car now. All right, so we had to do some additional trimming, but we're going to go ahead and relay that back to Lambda. And so like that, the next person won't have to do any additional trimming. So this is part of the process, guys. You know, luckily I have all the tools required to do this. So we're going to go ahead and, you know, just let him know, and he can make the adjustments on his end. We also deleted the camera here. I'm going to eventually take this back off and get it wrapped and then center it a little bit better, but this was made by Mark from Prince by 2T, I believe it is. So great guy. Has also the K tuner mount for the TLX and other vehicles as well. But we are essentially basically done here. This is already the new emblem here, and we're gonna get ours, the A here popped in. We did PPF that in the smoke black. Put this all back together and see how it finally looks. All right. Now this does have a hook here. So we have to go from underneath, and then it should just pop in, just like that. And we are good to go here. Just a smoked finish try to get it as close as that as possible. But I didn't want it to be completely black where you didn't see any of the details. Alrighty, and here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the final product. Think it looks great. I'm really digging the smoked emblem. Again, I wanted to see the detail of the A. I didn't want it all blacked out, but you could either leave it alone or do whatever you want with that. Also have the darker Type S badge from my other grill that did transfer over, so that was nice. And everything fits as good as possible. I mean, no huge gaps, which is always you know, something you need to be concerned with if you pull on the bumper incorrectly. So that's going to be it, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know comments, concerns, questions, anything of that nature, and I'll catch you on the next one.